I don't really like to talk about my life. However, I feel that I must tell someone about this. To start with, I wasn't really the social type. Everyone was accustomed to ignoring me and most of the time forgot I was even around. The only thing I ever did when I was lonely was play on my PS2. On my 16th birthday, I went to GameStop and noticed they were having a 2 get 1 free deal for PS2 games. I looked in their stacks of PS2 games and grabbed Final Fantasy X, Kingdom Hearts 2, and a game that caught my eye called Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3 Fest. I had heard of the Persona series, but never really played it at the time because I never could find a used copy. After I bought the games, I went home and decided to try out the games I got that day. I played some Final Fantasy X and Kingdom Hearts 2 and loved it. I was actually enjoying myself. At that time, when you feel great even though your life is shitty. Anyways, it was late at night and I decided to give Persona 3 Fest a try and see if it was any good. The game starts off with an anime intro that shows these different characters and some gameplay. After the intro, I was really intrigued on how the game would play. Then I select new game. Then chose my difficulty level and it introduced me to the game. Before I could get to the actual gameplay, I had to go through a cutscene with my main dog, with my character taking a train somewhere and at the same time showing a girl pointing a gun to her head and dropping it. After all that, my character then went into a dorm and then I got to name him. After another anime cutscene and a lot of in-game dialogue, my character went in his room and went to bed. I ended up in what I thought it was an elevator. There, I met two people. One was short, white-haired man and wore a black suit and had big eyes named Igor. The other was a slim, white-haired lady with yellow eyes named Elizabeth. Igor says to my character, "I see you have finally made it here. Welcome to the Velvet Room. We have been waiting for you a long time." Elizabeth then comes up and says, "You have been lonely for a while, haven't you?" As soon as I heard that, I creeped out. I just thought, it's just a game. She was probably just thinking about the main character. Igor then said, "Until we meet again," and left. Afterwards, it was day 2 in the game, and my character was going to school. After an anime cutscene and more in-game dialogue, I went back to the dorms and saved using the sign-in sheet on the desk. After I saved, I decided to turn off the game and go to sleep. The next day, I went to school and spent the whole day in once again. When I came home, I did my homework and decided to play some Persona 3. When I started up the game, I didn't get the anime intro like last time. Instead, I started up in the Velvet Room, but my character wasn't around. Igor then looks at me and says, "Hello again. Welcome to the Velvet Room. Did you have a long day at school again?" I dropped the controller and ran to the bathroom. I splashed some face with cold water and then went back to my PS2. Igor then tells me, "Do not fear. We are just here to simply chat with you." Afraid but curious, I decided to sit down and look at the TV. With Igor and Elizabeth looking at me, I then asked, "How do you know about me?" I thought it was stupid for me to ask. There was no way a game would respond, but it did. Igor pulls out 4 blue cards and said, "The cards told me. They contain everything there is to know about you." I sat there in complete silence and shock. Elizabeth then says, "We know everything about you. We know that you spend your life alone, thinking that everyone ignores you, when in truth, it is you who ignores them." I got irritated and told her that it was not true, and she had to shut up. Elizabeth then responded, "Do not lie. You talk as if you want people to notice you, but in reality, you is ignoring, and that if you were the victim, when in truth, you are no better than they are. Your fate is there in the cards. Do not try to escape it. You should choose this path. You will spend your life alone, nobody to talk to, nobody to love. You will just stay there and die alone." I then asked, "Why are you telling me all this?" Igor replies, "In time, you shall truly know. It is not up to us to tell you. Why or why should you do? Now then, we must be on our way. Enjoy your game. The game then starts off with the anime intro. I turned off the PS2 and put it away. I haven't touched it since again. But ever since that day, those words that they told me had been stuck in my mind. Your fate is in the cards. That day, I thought to myself, if that is true, does that mean I can change?